I don't always perform spell work. People very often request spell work, but I don't always do it, not because I can't, but often it is the wrong move. In this video, I want to explain why. People think magic forces outcomes, and very often people want spell work done and come from a position of obsession, of panic, and urgency. But very often, what people don't realize is that magic will not necessarily fix chaos, but it will amplify direction. And this is very true and not often spoken about in client work. To give you a few good examples in where spell work can actually backfire for you. So if one pushes out too many love spells, particularly on a target, what happens here is obsession, the dangerous kind. When there is an internal problem and the issue isn't external, what happens if I put protection magic here is that it just leads to stagnation. And then there's the issue of baneful magic, curses. If there is too much anger, too much emotional pain perhaps, sometimes step back is better than a step forward. Meaning, if one does curses, it could easily lead to a much deeper spiritual entanglement with that person. These aren't punishments, but they're structural consequences. And what I do instead is first I need to assess the situation. Here I will use astrology, simple pattern recognition, and sometimes divination. With that, I will try to separate the emotional from the spiritual and from the mundane. With all that done, I come up with a plan what to do next. And often this can include doing nothing, waiting, change of behavior, or actually doing a spell. And just looking at the doing nothing part, this is a power that most people simply ignore, especially in panicky situations. I have found that doing nothing sometimes is the greatest act of them all. It is something that I have done and previously encountered in Taoist and Hindu philosophies, where doing nothing has such tremendous power that forces external to you simply crumble and disappear. So who is this actually for? This is for people who want clarity, not reassurances. People who can hear or know, and people who understand timing and limitations. Who these services are not for? People who are in emotional crises. People who want guarantees. And people who wish to control others. If you are dealing with a situation that is spiritually unclear or complicated, I offer sorcery consultations one-on-one. These aren't spell bookings, these are assessments. Sometimes the answer is action, sometimes restraint, and sometimes something entirely different. If this grounded approach appeals to you, you will find the details below.